Good morning, you beautiful people. Interesting happenings today. We are checking the sheep. They are so close to giving birth, and we're quite excited. We're not sure whether we should let them out, because then they'll be giving birth in the veld, which could be dangerous. Mika, show me Nonna quickly. There's a new member of the family. Nonna. It belongs to Donna. Just a random pickup dog. Neighbors. Dogs had babies. Yeah, this is the happenings. We're quite very excited for the babies coming. Okay, so this is drum 2. No, sorry, drum 1 of 30. It's the drum we had on the plot. It's one that I wanted to make a mass heater from, which everybody thought was quite funny. But you learn through your mistakes. So, mass heater plan didn't work. But the all I did is I took some inoculation from some other drums. You can see there's a little worm there. There's even a little egg down there. And now we'll just start adding to it. Add a little bit every day. And then once it's full, we can remove the compost from below, sell that, or use the tea, or use that in the garden. It's very high quality compost. And then daily, we can use the water that comes out. We can put 20 liters of water in there and then use that. I'm thinking of putting an aeration system where we can add all of this water together, aerate that first before we give that to the plants. My fear is, because there's fresh manure being added, now there's 2 options, but currently we're using option of adding just fresh manure every day. My fear is that there might be too much urine in it. I don't know what's the fancy word for it, but urine juices in this compost, that it might be too strong and it might burn the plants. So we can recycle the water a couple of times, throw that in there day after day after day. Or if you have a way, you can tell me, to aerate that and make it less strong for the plants, and maybe increase other growth in there. That would be quite cool, I think. So we are back in Manette's house. That tank is now on the level it's going to be, I think. That gutter is basically up, still needs some ends and some connections to the tank. The houses have been moved, and so now we're shortening the roof there. We're just wondering about this final house here. That tank will most likely come in the corner there, depending on what Manette tells us this afternoon. But we're really making progress. I think the extra 10,000 liters of water every season, or because they're using it through the season, it might even turn up to be about an extra 15,000 liters of water that they get for free every year for many years to come. That will be a giant change in their lives, and that will allow them to grow quite a lot of fruit trees. So I think I'm really looking forward to seeing what's going to happen here. So my wife said there's no way that she's going to be eating these chickens, because this is one of our maggot buckets. Somebody suggested put a maggot bucket inside of another bucket. That way you can catch the maggots. So that's what we did. We drew holes in a bucket, put some rotten stuff in there, and then that is the result. Check all the maggots that we caught so far. So we're gonna feed that to the chickens. This one, the funnel broke off, but for some reason it still worked like crazy. Let me just get down sun from this. Check how much. I hope you can see that on the camera, but it's filled all the way like that with giant brommers, we call them, like giant flies. It's a thing bigger than a fly, but it's completely filled up. I'm very surprised it works. So we're gonna fill that thing with water, kill all of those things, and then chuck half of it out for the chickens to eat. But that sort of stops my wife from wanting to eat them, and these chickens have got a nasty diet. But I mean, this is super protein. This is exactly what we wanted to happen. Catch all of these flies and maggots and brommers and have them get eaten by the chicks. This is free food for the chickens. So this is pure maggot bucket. Chuck everything out. Let's see. And they're just scooping them up. Incredible. Okay, and then you can start afresh. Now we start again. Same maggots. The nice thing about it is your fly needs to lay its egg somewhere. So if you can get it to lay the eggs in the bucket, then that specific fly doesn't necessarily die. But it doesn't have any offspring either. So that helps quite a bit. And your offspring then becomes protein for your chickens. And in there you can now put mice, etc. And the maggots eat the mouses, and they then turn that into nice protein for the chicks, and then you get fat chickens. Okay, so Gift is the operator of the fly traps, and so I told him to empty half. You can spread it out a little bit, put some more there on that side. No, I'm saying put around, not every few, like there. There you go. Okay, let's see. Hopefully they'll discover this bunch as well before the babies crawl too deep into the soil. Okay, I think that's enough. Then that one you fill up with water again, and then you just start afresh. I think that's the way we do it. Now we have a problem here. These things that's living, they will crawl into the soil, and if the chickens are scratched fast enough, they will become babies. So that is almost a better plan, to have all of them on one heap. It's a nasty way of getting rid of the flies, but this is a very efficient way of turning flies into protein, and turning protein into chicken food. But I must say, I'm also going to struggle eating these things, knowing how they what they eat every day. These chickens are definitely not on a corn only diet. They will be very much healthier, I believe, than normal chickens. Much healthier than normal chickens. When they are tackling the alfalfa, they are hunting for bugs, they are running. I think if you tell yourself this is a different bird, it's not a chicken, then it will be easy to eat, because I can eat guinea fowl, and they're not going to taste like chicken, I'm sure. So this is going to be an interesting thing to see. Okay, so this is about an hour later, and what makes my heart very happy is to see that they've scratched. They have scratched, and that will definitely make sure that they found the smaller ones, and then they have eaten every single one. You can see there's still a couple of bodies left there, but here they've basically eaten every single fly, and here they've eaten basically every single fly. So how cool is that? That is wonderful. And then the juices just go into the compost, and the compost will be supercharged by that. Lately we've been neglecting our little greenhouse, but I quickly want to show you what we do have going on here. It is silly overgrowth, but there's some things happening. Plenty and plenty of papaya seedlings. So if we just check between the bushes here, and that's not even the nice part, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there's about, I would say about in this area, about 20 papayas. There's plenty of papayas on this side. So I think this is a very important thing that we need to do. We need to plant papayas out in the township. Or do you think we should have them over winter first? Have them a bit stronger. Would be very nice to hear what you think. So papayas. This is all harvested from the pig food. Papaya seeds harvested from the pig food. So many. It's probably about 100 in here, I would guess. Plenty of tomatoes. They need to go out in the garden. They're getting a bit leggy, as you can see. This is a ground cover. Fatty. It's a ground cover. Let's see what else we have here. It seems like we are in the papaya growing business. I'm not sure what this is. Maybe somebody can tell me. We're definitely in the papaya growing business. And then whatever these things are, I'm not sure what this is. But it was definitely important enough for us to plant quite a bit of them. If you know what this is, it would be nice. This looks like green peppers maybe. Some more of those things, some of those things. Papayas, papayas, papayas. This even looks like a carrot. Why would there be a carrot in here? There's another carrot. There's some lucina there in the back. This I think is just a weed. Smells quite nice. This can actually be quite a nice garden plant. Should be quite hardy. Yeah, so plenty of lucina. We've also been gathering lucina seeds like crazy, so we need to plant them in here, get them ready for either later this year to plant them out. They take about 6 weeks before you can plant them out, or we should keep them over the winter for next year. I'd like to hear what you think. Good sign the ecosystem is thriving. I'm not sure whether you can see them, but there are hundreds of dragonflies. I hope you can see them. I'm zoomed in double, but they are all over the place. Trying to find them on the camera. In any case, they are hunting midges and all sorts of small animals, so that's a very good sign. I'm very, very glad about that. Anyway, that's going to be the end of my story. I hope you have a wonderful day. See you tomorrow.